Hey folks, welcome back to Abundant Life Homestead. Continuing on with maintenance on my Kubota B7100 HST-D. Next thing I want to get into is cleaning up the wiring, especially the wiring for my auxiliary lights. I've got some coils of wire hanging out inside the tower. You might have seen in other videos an ammo can magnetically attached to my tunnel cover. It had the rest of the wiring and the switches in it. Something I threw together a few years ago so I could see when I was plowing snow in the dark. Got to the point this year where I don't want all that wiring around. I want to get it cleaned up. But I can't do that yet because I've got to have the bucket on to do it, and in order to put the bucket on, I've got to put the Backhoe subframe back on the tractor. So that's where we're going to start today. Only got a couple hours of daylight. I'll see how far we get from there. So when I took this subframe off, I found out it wasn't nearly as daunting of a task as I thought it'd be. I don't think it's going to be too hard to put back on. I did have to wait till I went to town, got some new hardware. If you saw when I took it off, some of those bolts weren't as straight as they should be after 42 years of being on there. But I found some good grade 8 bolts in the standard sizes. I couldn't find any higher grades in the metric bolts, but that's okay. We're going to use them anyway. Get this back on. Kind of like putting a mower deck underneath the mower. Start like that. Kind of makes sense to try to put this back together the way we took it apart. So I'm going to start here in the back. The top bolt hole in the subframe and the top bolt hole on this bracket. We'll get those in there so that it can rotate on them, and then we'll connect the front. Okay, well, it's squeezed together a little bit, I think. We have to attack this a different direction. Yeah, I'm gonna need to spread that out. That might do it. Like several other things we found on this tractor, after 42 years, things aren't as straight as they used to be. So we'll see if we can get this up there without that popping back out, popping that out. Nope. These bottom bolt holes. Gives it something to hold on to. Gonna hold that in place right there, go put it on the other side, and then we'll have to pull that ratchet out and lift it up higher. Okay. take a floor jack, put some pressure under this side. Probably shouldn't have went all the way. I need to pull that bolt out. Okay. The jack should keep that from going any lower. Hopefully we got all that on video. I assume we did. Yeah. Okay. Now we'll pull the other bolt, lift it up higher, get it in the top hole. And we'll finger that nut on there. Tight, just want it to hinge, and I'll go do the same thing on the other side. Far off of it, looks like. Might actually have to go down some. There we go. Hopefully we don't have the same problem on the other side. We shouldn't with this cross member here. I'll lift this up a bit, get the cross member on the jack. Let's see. Oh, I'm catching right here. There we go. Finger one of these bolts in here. Maybe. There we go. Get one on the other side. And now that I've got all four corners pinned up, I'll go through and thread all of our bolts in. So there's 3 up here. These are the threading is a 10 millimeter by 1.25. They're about 40 millimeters long. Got a 17 millimeter bolt head on them. There's 3 on each side. Still a little bit of pressure on this third hole. We got 2 bolts here in the center. These are 1/2 inch coarse thread, 3/4 inch head on them. So for the ones that were standard, I went and bought new grade 8 bolts. Didn't buy grade 8 nuts, but that's okay. Those fingered in, and then turning our attention back towards the back again. Got one more to do here. These 2 in the back are the same as the 2 in the middle. Thread is 1/2 inch coarse. Got a 3/4 inch head on them. May not be the same on your rig. I think a lot of these were put together at dealerships. Sometimes just using what they had. Same thing down the right side. Get all these fingered in before we tighten any of them. I did put lock washers on every one of these too. Only about half of them had them when I took them off. That one's not too happy about threading in there. Yeah, we'll see how the others line up here. Alright, there we go. Since we're on the right side, we'll just start here with our front bolts. These are 17 millimeter head, and they thread right into the frame of the tractor. Yeah, I probably should have put a fender washer on there because it's just about squeezing that lock washer down the hole. Okay, I had some washers laying on the workbench. They're a little big, they're 7/16, but they'll be fine. They'll keep us from forcing those lock washers into those holes. feels good for now until I go tighten them on. Same deal on the left hand side. I'm going to pop these off, put a fender washer on them, and then run them in. Moving on back, we got these two in the center. These have 3/4 inch head on them. Yep, got my wrench pinched. That wasn't too smart of me. Side to side, working our way down. And into the back. I don't know if I can reach that from the top or not. I have to do it from the middle. Like so. And the last two here on the left side. And just to be sure, I'm going to make my way back up to the front. Same deal. Making sure they're tight. Making sure nothing came loose as the metal bends. That wasn't too bad. Alright, all bolts are tight. I'm going to fire it up and go get the bucket before I get rained on. have it, folks. We put the backhoe subframe back on. We got the loader bucket back on just so I can wire in these auxiliary lights correctly, or at least clean up the wiring. They've been correct. They just need clean. The wiring needs cleaned up. Next video, I'm going to take off the steering wheel, take off the tower cover. That's where we'll start getting into the wiring. But that will be another time, because it's going to be dark soon and there's a pretty high chance of rain now. So one way or another, I'm done for the night. I don't want to be out here. Appreciate you watching. If you like what I'm doing here, make sure you subscribe. I appreciate any comments, questions, concerns you have. Put them down in the comment section below. I do my best to get back with everybody who makes a comment on the videos. Otherwise, until next time, just keep on nourishing your dreams, cultivating your passions, embracing the beauty of God's creation. Hope you have a blessed day. We'll see you then.